Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Abortion Deprogramming featuring Abby Dawson.
Is beer too expensive under elbow? The question of the day.
Oliver and Abby aren't just curious about what their fellow students think.
Come on, use the marker.
They're trying to attract new members to the University of Wollongong's Liberal Club.
Yes?
Everyone's been engaged, especially with the cost of living crisis. I think the beer question has been bring it to the forefront. We got 20 sign-ups yesterday.
Yep, so if we can beat 20 today, that's like 40. That's amazing.
Today, there's stiff competition from other political clubs.
$14 a schooner, guys.
Abby and Oliver might both vote for the coalition, but their views aren't always the same.
I guess I'm a little bit more socially left than what Ollie is. Trump's a big one.
I'm a bit more pro-Trump than Abby is.
Yeah, that whole women's rights to their own body is kind of my thing. I believe that women should choose what they can do with their body. With the rise of Trump, women being a bit more scared to vote right because they believe they affiliate the right with Trump. I think we've just got to understand and have a little bit more political literacy around what each party stands for. Do you guys see
Attracting young women can be a challenge for them.
There we go. Social media being a really big influence with our generation. Less and less women are wanting to join just because they're afraid of backlash, I guess. Love how they have Trump on the poster.
So, what happened in America with Roe versus Wade was just like taking a federal law and getting rid of it and having the law run by the state governments, which is what happens in Australia. The health departments are run by the states. What happened in America, though, were there were all these massive abortion clinics popping up everywhere, and they were making money, people coming through the door. They were getting government funding, and they were also making money selling the products for scientific research and the beauty industry. Anyway, how things are going in America now.
I'm joined by Kaylin Green from Live Action, and we have some pretty exciting news coming out of Idaho. What happened?
Okay, so the governor of Idaho, Brad Little, signed into law that public school students in grades 5 through 12 are now going to be required in their health classes to be educated on fetal development in the womb, and specifically view an animated video of fetal development in the womb modeled after Live Action's own Baby Olivia video. So we're so excited because this is actually the third state to do this, following North Dakota and then Tennessee.
So why do you think this is important?
It's important because children's minds are being formed in schools, right? We need to educate them with the proper information about life so that they respect life from the beginning before, they're being told about abortion or other things that might, then cause them to not respect life or understand that life begins in the womb, life begins at fertilization. So education is critical, and that's what Live Action does.
Well, kind of along that same line, I have 3 boys. When my first boy was 12 weeks in my wife's belly, I saw the ultrasound and I thought to myself, wow, that is a human being. I obviously always thought that way, but seeing it changes things, because it's not a clump of cells. Even at 12 weeks, that is the most clearest a human being that you'll ever see a photo of. And so what do you hope comes from this?
Even when you see an ultrasound, an ultrasound or hearing the baby's heartbeat, it just is so moving. It comes to life. It really is real. I think that a lot of people aren't acknowledging life in the womb because you don't see it. It's hidden. It's hidden in the sacred place of a woman's, womb. So I hope what comes of this is more pro-life, hearts and minds. I hope people are changed and educated with the truth about life.
Okay, let me ask you this. You have decided to make your profession a very politically charged profession. I'm sure when you're having conversations in the open, and what do you do for a living? Well, I'm pro-life. I'm sure that gets a lot of harsh reactions. Why do you do what you do when you know that in a lot of ways you're going to be ostracized from certain social circles?
So it has become a politically charged issue, but it really shouldn't be. Human rights are for everyone, regardless of your race, your religion, your anything. You know, it's human rights. The first right is the right to life. So I believe that it shouldn't be politically charged. People on both sides of the aisle should be pro-life. But you're right, it's a little bit difficult when you bring the topic up. It's not maybe, the easiest thing to talk about, but I believe that if I present it in a way that is not judgmental or attacking people, I'm just presenting truth and love. I think it is received really well when you present it that way.
On Capitol Hill this week, several Republican House members gathered together to unveil the Let Pregnancy Centers Serve Act of 2025. The proposed legislation would prohibit local, state, and federal governments from discriminating against pregnancy care centers. Here's longtime pro-life advocate New Jersey Representative Chris Smith, followed by Jamie Dangers of Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America.
Notwithstanding any other law, the federal government and any individual or entity that receives federal financial assistance, including any state or local government, may not penalize or retaliate against an entity because the entity offers life-affirming support and resources to women facing unexpected pregnancy.
I think it's interesting that the attacks on pregnancy centers have continued and ramped up so much recently, and I can only think that it's because they're a threat to the abortion industry. Because why would they spend their time attacking pregnancy centers if they weren't effective, if they weren't actually helping women and babies?
Why is this legislation needed? In 2022 alone, not a single arrest was made in over 100 attacks on crisis pregnancy centers and churches, causing Catholic Vote President Brian Birch to claim that the FBI, quote, weaponized its agents to intimidate and pursue pro-life religious Americans. Folks, there are more than 2,700 pregnancy care centers throughout the U.S. They exist not only for pregnant women considering abortion, but also to help counsel women who have had an abortion. Representative Smith refers to a January 2025 Marist poll that found 83% of Americans, including 79% of Democrats, support pregnancy resource centers. That would suggest the Let Pregnancy Centers Serve Act of 2025 should have little difficulty gaining congressional approval. Well, that's it today from the Global Lane. Until next time, be blessed.
So abortions happen, they should be safe, but they should not be normal. Like, it should not be normal to say my body, my choice, whether I kill my child or not. That's just yuck. Now, what's happening in Australia is very disturbing as well. It's like they're ramping it up because things are shutting down in America. And the person to listen to about all that stuff is the lovely Dr. Joanna.
I've got a 33-year-old daughter who's waited about 8 years to study midwifery till she had her family of 4, and she's started that this year, and I just really feel for people like that have a real passion and a real love for women and for babies, and who are now in this situation where potentially they're going to be under pressure to do things that they do not want to be a part of. So
it's a shocking part of the bill that it would give midwives and nurses the power to kill babies.
Exactly.
And they'll say, oh, well, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but there's that pressure, isn't
yes,
there?
Yes, absolutely. There is that pressure. So, I feel very strongly.
Yeah, and it's only the activists that want this. 99% of midwives are beautiful young women who just want no part of this.
That's why you go into the caring industry, why you go into health, is because you have a heart. You care for people and you want to look after them and provide for them. So,
and what would be your message to Chris Minns and New South Wales Labor?
I would say, Chris Minns, you need to take this very seriously because we are the majority, that, we're the silent majority, and you need to step up, you need to reject this bill in its entirety.
Yeah, Chris Minns needs to lead. It's not enough to say he's personally against it. The Labor Party needs to block the bill. They're the party of the government.
Exactly. Agreed. Yeah.
And another thing you need to remember, Abby, is
voting Donald Trump, baby.
And that'll do. See you later. Bye.